And welcome everybody to Enter the Bunker, helping you to, oh no.
He was about to say fun challenges empowering you, the people.
I just had to pause right there, sorry.
Yeah, all right, let's start over.
Welcome everybody to Enter the Bunker, launching you into thriving, here with fun challenges that are going to expand your mind and release your imagination. Yes.
With building bricks.
Yes. Here at Enter the Bunker, you are building bricks to build your own personal bunker, which are things like creativity, imagination, hope, the things that you need to thrive in today's world.
And I am Kelly Cadell. I'm a co-host on this show. I've worked in the bunker for almost 3 years and can't find anywhere else better to work besides a bunker because it's awesome.
And my name is Jonathan Bahai. I am the co-host of the show also, and also the owner of the 64,000 square foot nuclear bunker, which you have just entered.
If you guys are watching on Twitch, please come to YouTube. That's where you can chat live with us right now. Also, don't forget to subscribe or follow our Instagram after the show, as well as we feature some of you on there as well. So we got a cool background here.
Yeah, we're in, what is that outer space?
I don't know.
We're just flying through the universe. Oh, there was like a flash of imagination.
This is so cool looking. I feel like we're in a galaxy.
It could be the Milky Way.
The Milky Way.
No, that doesn't look like the Milky Way. I don't know what it is. It's obviously somebody's imagination of traveling through space is what I think it is.
So cool.
Because clearly they didn't actually do this themselves. They had to imagine it to create it. So that's what I think is going on here.
I do too. I just can't stop looking at it.
Yeah.
It's mesmerizing. So our building brick of the week is
Imagination.
imagination. Manifestation, imagination, sensation. We just made this up before the show.
Imagination, manifestation, sensation?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Imagination,
Manifestation, sensation.
That'd make a really good t-shirt.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, so guys, let me know, what is imagination to you? Let me know in the chat, and while we wait for you to reply, what is imagination to you?
Imagination to me is probably the beginnings of what you just said, which is manifestation.
Yeah.
Right? If you can imagine it, you can make it real. And what's interesting is that, and I was just talking about this actually before the show started,
Yeah.
is that everything we imagine, everything that we think, actually becomes a reality in our mind. And by reality, I actually mean like physical reality. Like you actually create synapses in your brain that are physical connections. That means that those thoughts now become things.
Yeah.
Right? So whatever we imagine can become real in our minds. And what happens is that the more we imagine it, the more details we give to it, the more we can make it so vivid that we see it as a reality. Your mind starts to go to work.
Yeah.
And says, wow, we got to have that.
Yeah.
Right? Or that has to
Or
happen.
I want that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what happens is that it starts to pull all the things we need in the world, in the universe, and wherever, to make those things come into manifestation, basically come to life. That's an imagination to me anyway.
So imagination is the ability to form a mental image of something. Do you agree with that?
Well, it's a less wordy version of what I just said.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. True. All right, so we have a challenge of the week for you guys. And what's our challenge going to be?
So this week, what you're going to do is you are going to give us, you're going to imagine a goal for the week.
Okay.
And what's going to be important is that you give as much detail as you can to this goal, and every single day you're going to imagine this goal. All right? And the more you do it, you're going to go on about not just what you're going to imagine yourself achieving this goal in every single step of the way. This way, it's more likely that it's going to actually come to reality. So this week, we want you to set a goal, imagine it happening, imagine every aspect of it you can possibly have for this goal that you're going to come up with. Then at the end of the week, we want you to share with us your story about what happened when you imagined your goal happening. So that's the challenge for you this week.
Do you know what you're going to imagine for your challenge?
Whew. There's so many things that I could, yeah, you know what? I just realized. So I think that, I don't think it's necessarily, there's just so much stuff I have to get done this week.
Yeah.
So I would like to imagine, there's a goal, there's certain like work I got to get done. I just want to get it out of the way.
Right.
So I'm going to imagine sending an email that says, here's everything complete. And that's going to be what I send at the end of the week.
I like that. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
So I'm gonna think on that every single day, and then see if I can
Do
make
it.
that happen.
You definitely can.
Yeah.
Manifestation.
Manifest it.
Bev's goal is, I'm going to start imagining how nice my house is going to look with new windows and siding.
Ooh,
That's a big goal, Bev.
that's a big one.
Brandon says, my goal is to improve my golf score this weekend when I take my dad's golfing for Father's Day.
Ooh.
Very nice, very nice. I don't know what mine's going to be. I'll let you guys know tomorrow. I'll have to think about it a little more. I don't know. I have a bunch of things too.
Does everybody watching have any suggestions for Kelly? Let us know.
I like yours. Like, I kind of want to do the same thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just imagine an email?
Yeah, well, there's no. I want to imagine me going to the place that I need to go to probably drop the stuff off.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I want. And mine's, I'm going to put the end date to my goal, though, by this time next week. So I'm going to take a couple extra days for my
Okay.
imagination, I think. We'll see. Maybe, no, I got to figure it out right now. Okay, yeah, I'm doing it for next week. Next week. Okay, so there's generally two uses of imagination. There's creativity in general. Someone has a great imagination. And there's mental imagery, like memory. So your old bedroom, a song that you may know. Do you think smell could also be, would that be a mental thing? Smell? Like when you smell a smell, sometimes it takes you back to a memory. I guess, a mental memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a lot of, so yeah, when you smell something, it triggers a mental memory, like you said.
Yep.
And then we imagine that time when we actually experience that thing again, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like having it's almost like having your own little private studio in your mind to be able to recreate moments or to create moments.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like imagination could be like in this instance when we're talking about a smell.
Yeah.
It's like time traveling.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So the ability to be able to have that be very vivid or be very weak, like it could be very blurry. It's kind of like, oh, it's like a rough sense, or it could be very vivid. The more vivid it's going to be is based on just how strong your building brick is in imagination. So the more that you work on it,
Yeah.
the stronger it's going to be. And the ability to do that is the more that you can imagine something, the better you're going to be at communicating it, right? So then you become a better communicator, which impacts everything from relationships to your career to how you're able to interact with your friends. So having a very vivid imagination, which is oddly enough something that as children we have, but then as we grow older, we lose,
Yes.
is a very strong building brick for us in terms of everything that we will thrive for.
Right. So even when we did a little scrum yesterday with the team, and they asked, Emily asked us what words came to our head when we thought imagination, and the first word that came to my head was children.
Yeah.
Because they blow my mind with their imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah. In here it says, Destiny says, I'm going to imagine landscaping my yard so we can sell this house. There
That's
we
a good
go.
one.
That is
Yeah.
a good one. Abigail says, music to 2010 is so not nostalgic.
Nostalgic.
To me, it makes me imagine what it's like to be 12 again. Yes, yes. I have a lot of songs that like bring back like high school days with my friends, and like just when you were carefree and you took your paycheck and spent it on anything but bills. So
So what else can imagination be used for?
I don't know. You can use your imagination for everything, really, can't you? Like literally everything.
Yeah, it
What
applies
else
to
can it be
everything.
used for? Problem solving. That's a good one. Yeah, problem solving. So I guess if you imagine that you're going to solve the problem, you're going to solve it.
Yeah.
Or-
So I can
Or
only,
finding a way to solve it.
yeah, I can only, the only thing I can refer to in terms of problem solving is a lot of what I do with peer plays.
Yes.
In terms of like the things that I come up with. I'm imagining the processes in my mind long before they ever get created.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm able to very vividly be able to piece together like this, like what happens here and what happens next. And then I almost can see in front of me, like using something like on my phone or being able to understand how people are interacting with it.
Yeah.
And I see all that in my mind before
That's
it
so
ever actually happens.
Yeah.
So it's a way of problem solving is that, you know, how can we get through this sort of thing? And then I just think about it and this eventually it's like, okay, so that's it. And then I end up writing it all out. And yeah, so problem solving is a big one.
When you were just talking there, you're like, I see it all in my head. And it's crazy. You really do see when you're imagining something, you see the whole picture of what you're imagining it to be.
Yeah. And the more vivid, like I said, the more vivid
Yeah.
it is, the more clear it is,
Yeah.
the more likely it is to become reality.
Right.
Because you're able to give it so much detail, not only able to communicate it, but because you're thinking it, and again, you're giving it more detail, then your mind is just like going to turn it into actual manifested reality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chat, do you think imagination can be a negative thing? I'm going to wait to see if you guys say anything, and we'll read some of this chats there now. TikToks. What's one of your songs, Kelly? What? What's one of my songs?
One of the songs that you remember.
Oh, Big Girls Don't Cry is definitely for sure one by
That's
Fergie.
a
I
really,
think.
wait,
Isn't it? Big Girls Don't Cry. Who's that by? Fergie. Yeah.
that must be the modern version. I'm thinking of like the really, really old version. when I hear
Yeah,
that
I'm
title.
not. No, not the old one.
Okay.
What? No.
That's the old version.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not the one I mean. Mine's by Fergie. I'm pretty sure that's who it's by. I'm not a very good remember for songs. Oh, good. Destiny says, well, if you overimagine, you lose grip of reality itself too.
Ooh.
That's deep. So I was thinking more like worry or anxiety, but if you overimagine, you lose grip of reality itself too.
So, yeah, so when it comes to imagination, you can get lost in your imagination,
Yeah.
right? And
That is so true.
that can happen. And
Yes.
what that takes is being able to have another building brick, which is self-discipline, right? And so by being able to exercise self-discipline, you're able to apply imagination in ways that are going to be helpful. So just like all things. So you could have a really strong imagination. That's like one building brick. Another building brick is self-discipline though. And so when you have those together, then you have something that's really going to be able to help you to move forward.
Yeah. Do you think it's okay to worry, and does it help you be prepared?
Is it okay to worry, and does it help you be prepared?
Yeah. Like, is it okay to worry? Like, take your imagination and you use it as worry, I guess. And I guess, does that help you be prepared?
You know, the worry itself is probably just an instigator for what should be imagination to become prepared. But the problem I think a lot of people have is that the moment they start worrying, they keep on worrying and they keep on replaying that worry over and over and over to
Yeah.
the point that it becomes real.
Yeah.
Right? So they make it worse by doing that. I think that it's in a way like worry is basically a self-discipline. Sorry, not is a self-defense mechanism, right?
Right.
So it gets you started. It's the fire under your ass, so to speak, right? So
The knife
and
in your
then-
butt.
and then from there, you then go on to be prepared or to counter it with a greater thought of the solution
Yeah.
or to imagine it actually being resolved. So focusing on, just like, I don't know if you, when you're driving,
Yeah.
right, you're supposed to focus on where you want to go,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
But when you're worrying, you're focusing on crashing into the wall.
Yeah.
Right? So
And you're going to crash into the
and
wall.
you just end up crashing into the wall.
Yeah.
So when it comes to worry, you want to
Yeah.
have just a smidgen of it to get you started so that you start thinking on how to actually go in the direction you want to go.
Right. So it's kind of like the manifestation as well. Like you can manifest the good thing, but if you're going to worry about something, you could manifest the bad thing too.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Walt Disney once said something.
Ooh.
What did Walt Disney say?
So, what did Walt Disney say?
Walt Disney said.
Let's find out. Okay. Walt Disney said, "Worry is a waste of imagination." And that's Walt Disney saying that.
Yeah.
Created Disneyland.
Do you think that he's right?
So, do you know much about Walt Disney's life?
No. Maybe not. I don't think. Nothing that stuck with me, obviously.
I might not have the final figure right, but I believe he was bankrupt 7 times in the course of his lifetime.
Really?
7 times. I believe it was 7. It might have even
Seven's
been
a
more
lucky
than
number.
that. But he that's what happened to him before Disney, right?
Yeah.
All everybody remembers is Disney,
Disney,
right?
yeah.
But the fact is that he failed many, many times over. So this guy knows a little thing about worry.
Yeah, I would
Right?
say so.
And so in terms of his imagination, he didn't let that get to him though. So he certainly understood separating the worry from imagination and not wasting it and putting it towards his dreams.
This quote kind of makes you think, like, worry is a waste of imagination. I guess it depends how much you worry. Because it's okay to worry a little bit, I think. Destiny says, "I think he's right. When I get anxious or worry, I don't have time to imagine possibilities." Yeah,
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
true. All right, guys. So Emily shared her story on Facebook this morning at Enter the Bunker, and that's on anxiety. So be sure to go check that out after the live. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing something different. Without imagination, I have a question for you guys. Without imagination, would anything exist? Brandon and I will take a deeper look at that tomorrow at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. You won't be here, mister.
Won't be here.
If you watched on Twitch, be sure to go to our YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe, ring the bell so you get the notification when we go live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to follow our Instagram. We could feature you
On Instagram.
on Instagram. We shall see you tomorrow. Adios.
Imagine having a great day.